Hello, Supercars in Seconds here. Today we're going to enjoy the AMG GT63S with 630 horsepower. So here she is, and very beautiful looking. That big grille is impressive. I enjoy these when they blank out the Mercedes badge and make it glossy. Of course, they hide behind there all of the sensors for the adaptive cruise control and other devices to monitor traffic, etc. Just makes the car look very cool. Great looking view, about 4,400 pounds as she sits here. This has the optional 21-inch wheel with a staggered setup. I got a 275/21 up here and a 315/21 back there. So a great chunky looking tire that makes it look very aggressive. That four-door coupe look is actually one of my favorites. And performance-wise, this thing will keep up with a lot of supercars. Looks pretty in the silver painting. We got the black Alcantara and leather inside. But the nice thing about this big swept back is up under here, I have a little button to pop up that big hatch. Now, so you're going to think Audi RS7, you're going to think Porsche Panamera, but this is just a beautiful looking car. And the bark out of these four big exhausts is really something to be heard. The rear seat occupants are not forgotten in this car. I love the frameless windows, very cool. Still all the carbon and leather and so on. More Burmester speaker grills. But the rear seats are very sculpted too. I like this center console. Again, all carbon fiber folding away there. And very pretty. This screen wakes up, so you can adjust everything in the car from the rear as far as temperatures and so on. And really a nice place to be even in the back. Performance figures for the car will really shock you. 2.9 to 60 miles an hour, which is very impressive. I actually think 7.1 to 100 miles an hour may be even more impressive. I looked it up and it was 17 seconds to 150. So now you're starting to get up with the supercars for sure. Really a very impressive car that's definitely worth a try if you're looking for one of these amazingly useful hatchback style coupe sedans. So, great looking car. The LEDs are now on. Great looking view in your rear view mirror coming up behind you. So under the hood, we have that 4-litre hot turbo, so the turbo's down inside the V of the engine. In this model, as the S, they make a 577 horsepower version, but the S gets an additional almost 630 horsepower here, but 664 pounds of torque, 900 Newton meters of torque. That's the same as the McLaren P1 as a perspective, which really hustles this big sedan along. But let's find out how she drives. So driver's eye view, really a beautiful place to be. These two big displays are amazing, they really are. I've got it set up for engine information, so in a minute I'll take off and show you what that looks like. But the carbon fiber is everywhere. It flows beautifully across these lovely looking vents. And they just feel nice when you move them around. They're a bit heavy, you know what I mean? They feel really good as you move them. The Burmester speakers are everywhere, down in the doors even. The seats are fantastic. They have the Affalterbach logo pressed into the headrest there, of course, where the car was made. These bolsters are enormous. I have the lumbar pushed way back, so I've sunk way into these bolsters, and it's really just a nice place to be. So my little mode selector is here on the little crystal display either side of the wheel there. As I turn it from comfort to sport, it shows me up there what's going on. So I go sport, then I go sport plus, it changes it again. Well, we're going to go to the checkered flag, which is race in a Mercedes-Benz. That's up here. It'll then flick back to our horsepower and torque modes. So I'm in drive and I'm just going to boot it, and you watch these gauges go. Very impressive. Okay, so let's take off in this monster. I love the Alcantara headliner, very cool. I push foot on the brake and pull back on the little paddle here, which also has the Affalterbach logo on it. Kind of cool where the car was made. Now, so this 4-litre unit's pretty impressive. As this model, 630 horsepower, 664 pounds of torque. Wow. All right, into Batman's corner here. Let's see how she does. We're in the race mode. Oh, it's nice balance. Again, 4,400 pounds, so a tiny bit of roll, but not much. Better than you might think. Transmission's amazing. This is the Mercedes MCT, not a dual clutch. I thought it was a dual clutch, it's not. It's basically a one-shafted transmission that has several clutch packs on the front of it, so it reacts better, but more importantly, they say it can handle this 664 pounds of torque much better, and therefore be much more reliable. Very, very impressive. Okay, so we're stationary here. I'm just going to boot it. All-wheel drive, just hit it. Boy, for a big sedan, unbelievable power. That's, yeah, I better slow that one down. That gets a lot of supercars, let me tell you. This performance is absolutely amazing. Plus, she's a big, heavy car, so big steel rotors, 15.4 inches up front, 14.7 back there, is plenty of brake. I thought it might need the ceramics, but it definitely doesn't. I'm going to hit them right now really hard. I think the biggest compliment you can give a sedan is that it doesn't drive like a sedan. And this thing definitely doesn't. I've driven the AMG GT, the coupe, quite a bit. And this is very similar to that, but of course you've got all the extra space. You're doing 2.9 to 60 miles an hour with 4 golfers and their clubs in the trunk. It's really an impressive car. I like these big displays too. They're very shiny and glossy. You've got tons of information over here that's controlled by this little like mouse pad down here. You can see it adjusting everything as I swing my finger around. Then you've got a home button, so I'll push home, and that will take us then to a scrolling menu that you can sneak across, and you just highlight the one that you want, just push it down and you're on your way. Really a very intuitive and simple system to use. I'm going to put her into reverse now. So again, down here I just push it forwards to the R illuminates, and it's nice. We get the very clear definition and of course the 360 camera there as well. So very usable and a lot of fun, just packed with tech. So thank you for watching. That's the AMG GT63S, quite a car. Very, very impressive. And I say that acceleration would get an awful lot of supercars, I assure you. Just a beautifully made car. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you being a part of this. This is fun. Whatever I can find at the dealership, we're stealing it and taking it for a blast. Please join us, and I'll see you again soon.